The Veep stakes are over and everybody's got an opinion, but around this place, there's really only one that counts. Hey, you know Sammy! My name's Steven Kruiser. This is Kruiser Control. Let's start. Communicate with our eyes. Communicate with our eyes. Those of you who are watching this early in the morning will appreciate the little caffeine companion I'm about to give you. That's right, it's time to rev it up. The two major presidential tickets are now set, and there have been several days of fevered examination of Paul Ryan. But why waste your time watching and reading the work of others when that cuddly little fount of wisdom known as Al Sharpton is right there in your friend, the TV?
Every day we're learning more about the GOP's vice presidential pick. People say he's a nice guy. He's a family man. He has nice hair. But he's also known as an intellectual.
About covers it, doesn't it? Nice guy, family man, nicer, but he's also known as an intellectual. I mean, what's the over-under on how many times they had to take that? You think, Sammy, 10, 15? I'm going 25. I'll take the high one. I say they had to do that at least 25 times before he got through intellectual. And they took the camera off of him, too, so that the Sharpton-voiced stand-in could do that. Thanks for getting to the bottom of that, Al. Nice hair, intellectual. He goes on to make up a bunch of crap after that, but I just wanted to get that in because we miss Al. We miss you, Al. Call. Don't adjust your monitors. It really is this white. Yes, kids, it's tingle time. That wasn't a tingle dance. That was it. What are we going to call it? Tingle fruit? Tingle in progress. You didn't think we'd leave you hanging without any reaction to Paul Ryan from the man affectionately known as the Joe Biden of MSNBC, did you? Here are Chrissy's deep thoughts.
Getting the job wrong in his introduction of Ryan wasn't the gaffe, however, Romney made on Saturday. It was, some Republicans now fear, naming Ryan himself. This guy could be worse than Quayle, more trouble than Tom Eagleton, because this time, the presidential candidate and his team knew the weakness, saw the trouble they were walking into before they walked into it. And that's not the best argument for Mr. Romney's business acumen. This may be the worst merger since AOL bought Time Warner.
Sammy just looked at me in the middle of that and he said, who's Tom Eagleton? Because Sammy's from, you know, the late last century. Tom Eagleton was briefly a vice presidential nominee who had to get taken off the ticket because they found out he'd been in therapy and he was getting electroshock. So yes, Paul Ryan's exactly like that, Chris. Good analogy. Like that and like Dan Quayle, who, by the way, won his first time out. So I'm okay with that, too, all right? Very astute there. Yes, Paul Ryan is the devil. We're going to see more of that. I'll explain it later in the show. Chris Matthews, as usual, is wrong, and he was sitting in a pile of his own shame. It's the stuff dreams are made of. If you have the kinds of dreams you awake from screaming about naked clowns and fire hoses, that is. We call it the extended take. Reporting from President Obama's lap, hey girl, it's Matt Lauer.
Let me read you something Dan Bowles wrote in the Washington Post recently. He said, quote, there was no one on Romney's short list of contenders that they, meaning the Obama campaign, wanted to run against more than the chairman of the House Budget Committee, Paul Ryan. Do you agree with that assessment? Do you think that Paul Ryan's addition to this ticket is the best thing that could happen to President Obama's chances for re-election?
What you saw there was Matt Lauer parroting a parroted DNC talking point to give the chairwoman of the DNC a chance to reparrot it. Yes, reparrot is a word now. This isn't journalism, it's the domestic bird section at Petco. Their cages are lined with the New York Times so they can get their little parrot talking points right each day, then leave their unoriginal thought droppings all over the place. Let's do this country a great service and clip their wings in November so these self-absorbed little birds can preen away in obscurity until they join the dodo in extinction.
Yeah.
Tweets of the week! Twitter.com/Steven Kruiser. Follow me, I'll follow you back, but you gotta tell me I'm not following you and upload an avatar because I don't like looking at the little eggs. Don't like the eggs. No attitude lately, though. Since I admonished I gave them the good finger wagging. They responded to the finger wagging, Sammy. Try it sometime. Good what for is what I'm giving. Good what. Tweet number 1.
Oh my God, that is funny!
Tweet number 1 says, hey, a Cuban friend told me eating papaya is the key to a long life and a healthy marriage. Is that true? This kid is alluding to a blog post over on Mediaite.com this week about Romney saying papaya in front of a Cuban crowd, which apparently is a euphemism for something else over there. And then they were calling it a gaffe and everything, and it turned into a thing. But you know what? You know why they were talking about papaya, Sammy? You know why they were talking about papaya? Because then it wasn't about the economy. Yeah, so Romney gaffed about something in a language he doesn't speak, and you're out of work.
Racist.
Racist! Tweet number 2.
There is only one reality in the world today. Look to the west, Judah.
Who would be Secretary of Defense in a Romney-Ryan White House? It's pretty simple. Kimbo Slice. I did that for Alexis. Actually, I had nothing for that until she mentioned that, so that's why she's here. I get all my talking points from her. Tweet number 3.
You ever had your CPAC?
Yeah, man, I had my
CPAC.
in, bro, big time!
I heard a lot of grunting there. That's all I heard. That sounded like, that reminded me of flashbacks from shared restrooms. Tweet number 3 is from my dear, dear friend Amelia Hamilton. It says, how are you going to celebrate my birthday? Does Los Angeles have a party planned? And the reason I mention this is because today, as we tape, is her birthday. By the time you see this, it'll be the day after, but you can still send her something if you want to. But Amelia was one of the very first fans and people who participated in the Tweets of the Week with Kruiser Control way back in the day when we had a balsa wood set and Sammy was in diapers, okay? That's how long this show has been on the air. Way back 100 years ago, she was one of the very first ones. And her first tweet of the week to me was asking me to wish her father a happy birthday. So now I'm just getting it out to her because we support our fans. We like our fans, don't we, Sammy?
Oh, yeah.
We were sitting around with a bunch of them in a hot tub last night. I hope you guys got the memo. Website, StevenKruiser.com. You find out where I'm going to be. The bonus clips are up. And the bonus clips, we got some weird bonus clips. We might even have a Kimbo Slice bonus clip for you this week. And I've got stuff at PJ Tatler this week. Don't forget that. Lifestyle, too. And as always, when you find people comment, and I think we put the wipe in the wrong pocket today, yes. When you find people comment, you get the wipey. You get the wipe, and they're calling them wipies in the comments section now. And I'm not going to give you one on Twitter or Facebook. Get it right, people. Stop trying. Don't try so hard. You know, it's best if you make someone miss you. That's what I've heard. You know, just don't try so hard, because I'm not going to respond to that. There will be no love then. This week's comment winner says, oh man, normally I come to PJTV to watch videos from this exotic-looking foreign guy who is probably not from Indonesia or Hawaii. I think his name is Zoe or something, but you sold me. I'm going to have to start watching some white guy who isn't exotic at all, named Kruiser, who carries wipies around in his pocket, not in an exotic suit pocket square way like the president, but more like a let me wipe the sweat off my brow kind of way. I sure could use one of those wipes. This election has me sweating bullets. Thoughtful, and they use the word wipies. I think that was the first one in the comments that used the word wipies. That's why you won one. And you get a signed copy of the script. And then Sammy and I come over and mow your lawn. Round and round and round it goes. Which idiot enters next? Nobody knows. It's time for the Circle of Dumb. This week's winner was on a roll after being given a chance in prime time. The script was written on Wednesday, and she'd already entered the circle twice this week. One more, and we're getting her an apartment there. Your winner is... Soledad, I'm freaking out because I've got a viewer now, O'Brien, also known as the David Copperfield of CNN for her ability to make ratings disappear. O'Brien filled in for Anderson Cooper this week and managed to redefine hot mess. We'll give you some more context after this clip that features another gem from our new BFF, John Sununu.
Since you've taken us off track from my Chris
bill
Christie
was
question,
passed.
it was passed,
The drought
and people
bill
did not.
was
The Senate
passed.
would tell you that they did not want to pass a bill that they thought was a short-term answer because what they had on the table earlier that Democrats supported was a longer-term provision. As you know, sir.
But it's the Senate that's holding it up, not the Republicans. Soledad, stop this. All you're doing is mimicking the stuff that comes out of the White House and gets repeated on the Democratic blog boards out there. If you're going to mouth
I'm telling you what
comes out of the White House,
factcheck.com tells you. I'm going to tell you what the CBO tells you. I'm telling you what CNN's independent analysis
I've got the CBO report right here.
And I'm telling you what it says.
Put an
I've
Obama
read it
bumper
several
sticker
times.
on your forehead when you do this.
Boom! I love Sununu. I can't believe MSNBC still lets him on all the time because he's just smacking them around. You know when they walk in and see the production schedule and they see Sununu scheduled for 5 guest appearances that way? Every MSNBC host runs to the bathroom. So what happened with Soledad this week? This is going to take a second. The context is on Monday she got busted reading her talking points and questions for a Republican operative off of a left-wing blog called Talking Points Memo. She had just the whole email printed up and was reading from that. There's a chance that she got busted again a second day. This is all going to be on the bonus clips for you. And by the time Sununu got on there, she was just flailing about for anything, just reading talking points, hence the bumper sticker on your forehead thing, and you can bet somebody Tumblred that right away. Yeah. And then she went and did an interview and said, I'm not biased. I don't know why people say that. She did the interview with the Hollywood Reporter, which is where you go to be taken seriously as a journalist, because Weekly World News was busy. Come forward, political zombies, and feast on the never-ending bounty known as the last piece of my mind. I promised you an opinion on Paul Ryan, and you will get an opinion on Paul Ryan. In my less than humble opinion, this was pretty much the only choice out of the people being mentioned that Mitt Romney could have made, okay? Because he energized the grassroots conservatives like me who were not on board first, and now suddenly we're all going, okay, we can do this. I gave money to the RNC for the first time in 7 years last Saturday, okay? That's how well this went for him so far. And secondly, it doesn't matter. All that you can tell by the hyperbole and the reaction from the left that they can keep saying, this is the guy we wanted to run against. No, they're running around chasing their tails. This is not the guy they wanted to run against because he's going to make them force a conversation. Thirdly, for the conservatives out there who are still going, yeah, but he voted for TARP, he voted for this, he voted for that. This is an election we need to win, not eHarmony. We don't need to match up on all the levels of compatibility, okay? I don't want a date. I want a new administration. You should too. Focus. Let's do this. I love you guys. I'll see you next week.
Yeah.